This video, of course, could be an entire course in itself. Today, I'll just give you some main pointers that will help ease the tension when you find yourself in a position to speak publicly. To many people, speaking in front of a group is the scariest possible situation they can imagine. It's a fear only comparable to death for some people, but it need not be so. There are ways you can overcome that fear and, at the very least, minimize it. It can be scary putting yourself out there for people to judge or critique. This is why it's very important, if you remember from the earlier videos, to learn how to calm yourself down as a regular habit. Create within yourself a quiet, clear confidence that doesn't worry about what others think. Remember, when you're connected to something bigger than yourself through meditation, you're building a base of confidence and strength. You'll notice that in general, you're calmer and less reactive. You'll begin to notice that you're less concerned, or at least not thrown off guard by what others think of you. You'll become convinced that you're already whole, perfect, and complete, and in so doing, things like public speaking or even asking someone out on a date or applying for a job will feel less threatening to you. So here are some things for you to get straight before we address the specific things you can do as you prepare to speak at a meeting or ask that girl out or go on that job interview. Number one, if you haven't already started, start a regular meditation practice. I'll include some suggestions that you can download and print out in the attachment section of these videos. Number two, you can repeat true affirmations on a regular basis. Print them out, write them on your bathroom mirror or your steering wheel, or in your office or in your locker at school. I am whole, perfect, and complete, lacking nothing. I am amazing. I am one with the Creator of the universe. Nothing can harm me. I am perfect the way I am. These kinds of messages need to be fed to your spirit over and over. The truth is, most of us have lies that we've been repeating to ourselves simply out of habit for our entire lives. We need to specifically change those beliefs that we're inadequate in any way. Sometimes it takes specific individual help from a therapist, but other times you can do it yourself. If you determine that the basic belief and can begin to see where it came from, such as I'm not good enough or I don't matter, you can specifically and purposefully renounce those beliefs in your meditation time and replace them with the affirmations of truth that will counteract them. Things that I've always been enough, more than enough. I make a difference just by my presence. The world would not be the same without me. I am loved, I am needed, I am important and valuable. This can be all addressed in your meditation time and periodically throughout the day. And you need to begin to act like it, to project your good energy into each situation, as we talked about in a prior video, knowing that even though you might not be able to see results immediately, you are sending ripples of love out there, and that never returns void. So now, when that begins to be your lifestyle, here are some pointers to get rid of the anxiety related to speaking. First of all, know that what you resist persists. In other words, if you are standing in front of a group or a date or a boss and you're nervous and you keep saying to yourself, stop being nervous, stop being nervous, stop being nervous, what are you focusing on? Right, the nervousness. So you stand there focusing on it and hammering away at it, you're inadvertently making it stronger. So that rather than fight against it, acknowledge it, name it, validate it. That might sound silly, but it's just like a little kid that keeps tugging at your skirts or pants. Mom, 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 dad, dad, dad. If you ignore the child, they'll keep tugging. If you take a second and say, hey, I hear you, give me just a minute, they'll calm down because they've been recognized and heard. The truth is, there's nothing wrong with being nervous. It's normal. Everyone gets like that sometimes. Don't condemn yourself for it, just accept it. In the acceptance itself, the grip of fear is loosened. Then you can actually talk to it. What's actually happening in your mind is running in circles with those old beliefs. You're inadequate. You'll trip yourself up. You'll forget what you're saying. You'll make a fool of yourself. What if I forget? What if they don't like me? What if I say something stupid? What if, what if, what if? So many times we let our thoughts run away with us and completely forget that we can actually choose our thoughts. Once you recognize that you're going down that negative rabbit hole, just stop. Take a breath and start feeding yourself the truth. You're prepared. You know your stuff. They asked you to speak, so they want to hear what you have to say. What you have to say is important. If they don't like it, it's their choice. If the girl doesn't accept the date, that's her loss. I can try someone new. It's just all that information, and once you have that information, you can make appropriate changes. You can go to plan B. You can apply for another job. None of this is the end of the world. The truth is 95% of what you worry about doesn't even happen anyway. I've also read recently that with every minute of worry, your immune system shuts down for 8 hours. So worrying over something like what they might think, is that worth sacrificing your health? So just like you would talk to a small child, you can talk yourself down off the ledge, to yourself of course, calmly, encouragingly, sending messages of love and truth into your brain. It's also important to realize what's happening in your brain. You are addicted to those worrisome thoughts. To break any addiction, you need to stop and change direction. With every positive thought, you're creating new connections and new synapses in your brain. As you speak calming words, your fear center, the amygdala, is shrinking and taking a less prominent role in your life. These changes happen with meditation and mindful awareness. Deep breath. It's always my $1 million advice, just breathe. When you get panicky, the oxygen leaves your brain and your IQ actually goes down. So when you go into fight or flight mode, the adrenaline shoots into your arms and legs, and when you take a deep belly breath so you can feel your stomach expand, breathe in and out deeply. You're bringing oxygen back into your blood and your brain so you can think more clearly. You'll want to be able to remember what you had to say, and that'll help. Another thing that happens when you're in fight or flight mode is that your breathing gets shallower and faster, so you begin to talk fast and get through your presentation faster, and when you talk faster, you make mistakes. So that's another reason to breathe deeply. Consciously slow your breathing. Consciously slow your words. It'll make it more enjoyable for you and your listeners. And when you relax, your brain works better. Remember, the only reason your brain goes into fight or flight mode is thinks you're in danger. So recognize what's happening and reassure your brain and your body, there's no tigers here, I'm safe. In preparation for your talk, keep it simple, 3 main points. You don't have to share everything you know. Tell them what you're going to talk about. Tell them 1, 2, 3, and then tell them what you said. If you organize like this in your mind, it's easier to remember, even if you lose your place in your notes. As you're talking, notice where you're holding tension. And consciously relax that muscle, shoulder, back, chest. Just relax and breathe and send your good energy to the crowd, and good energy will come back. Let's just do a short guided meditation now so that you have another tool to use when you get nervous. So get comfortable. Feet on the floor. Close your eyes. Deep breath. Picture a situation in which you're required to speak, where you get real nervous. How does it feel? Where are you feeling tension? Do a head-to-toe body scan, looking for the places that you feel discomfort. Is there tightness in your chest? Nausea in your stomach? Tension in your shoulder? Is your heart pounding? Are your palms sweaty? Do you have weak knees or spaghetti legs? Are you feeling short of breath? Really feel it. And take a moment and turn up the intensity of the discomfort. Really feel it. Now put that whole scene on a big movie screen in front of you. It's big, it's in color, it's loud, it's humiliating. Now, I want you to leave that on the screen playing while you walk backwards the back of the room to the projector. You're just observing in a detached way. You watch as if someone else is on that screen. Just observe. Walk back slowly. When you reach the projector, just turn the volume way down. Now, turn another knob that changes it to black and white. So now, when you see it, it kind of looks like a silent movie, even old and scratchy. Watch it, but become detached from it. Now, on the other side of the screen, on the far side, is the real you standing in front of your audience, tall and confident. Your head is held high. The audience is eager to hear whatever you have to say. The you that's standing on that stage or in that meeting to give a talk is smiling and relaxed. Take a moment to feel what it feels like to be calm and relaxed, confident and bold, absolutely unmoved by the opinions of others. You know that what you have to say is interesting and fabulous and important, and that you have everything you need to deliver the information with confidence. Now get that picture in your mind. Because in a second, the you that's standing at the projector is going to leave that projector, run at an energetic speed all the way to the screen, blast through it, and merge with the strong, confident you that's speaking to a receptive and motivated audience. Are you ready? Deep breath. Now, run to the screen and blast through. Ta-da! The crowd cheers. You're there. You are merged with the fully confident and competent you who loves to speak and is well received. Yes! Feel that joy. Marinate in that power. Let that good feeling wash all over you. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to this moment. Changed. Great job.